Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery is here. Well, it's in theaters in very limited release, coming shortly to Netflix. The first Knives Out movie I quite enjoyed as like an Agatha Christie kind of murder mystery. It was about class. The second film, Glass Onion, I did not like as much. It was revealed that Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, is now gay. And it doesn't tie into the story at all. It's revealed in a scene. He happens to be gay. Who cares? Did not really like the second movie as much. And it was really about tech billionaires being a-holes to each other. Wake Up Dead Man is very different. This sort of takes on religion in a way. And Benoit Blanc, I'll say, obviously no spoilers with this. It's a murder mystery, but Benoit Blanc doesn't even enter the film into almost 30 minutes in. I've seen this movie now.
If even that,
even that, yeah,
halfway through the film.
Yeah, well, you and I maybe had different reactions to this. Alan, tell me about Wake Up Dead Man. And we're going to be very like we're going to dance around anything that could be considered spoilers for obvious reasons. But I like a good Agatha Christie, a good murder mystery. Alan, tell me about it.
Yeah. So the story is a small town in New York, or New York suburbs. There's a church there. It's run by Monsignor Jefferson Wicks, played by Josh Brolin. And the Catholic Church, the overseers, they have problems with him. There's things that he's doing at the church. It's almost cult-like behavior. And they want to kind of clamp down on that. So they send in this young priest, played by Josh O'Connor, and I can't find his name here. Priest Judd. And he's going to go into here to kind of, bring a new perspective on things, to kind of keep an eye on the Monsignor as well. And people are just not having him. There's a core group surrounding the Monsignor, including Lee Ross, played by Andrew Scott, a science fiction writer, Vera Draven, played by Kerry Washington, who's a lawyer. Callie Spaney plays Vivienne, who is disabled and believes that she can be healed by him, and then Jeremy Renner's also in it. And then the groundskeeper is Thomas Hayden Church, and then you have Glenn Close, who's the secretary. And so there's this. Oh, go ahead.
It's a great cast.
It's a great cast.
The cast is great. The only person that is miscast, Mila Kunis,
as the cop.
She plays a cop, a sheriff. It's like she's so not. You know what? She's been good in other things. Miscast. Everyone else. Josh Brolin is so good. There's a scene in the very beginning where he gives his confession to Father Judd. Played by who's the actor? Played
Josh
by
Brolin.
Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, Josh O'Connor.
Josh Brolin. He's giving and he tells a story about how he masturbates in the shower and then at the end he goes to shake his hand after telling him of like jerking off so much. It's very funny. Thomas Hayden Church is great. Glenn Close is like comic relief at times because she comes in at inopportune moments. Mila Kunis is the only one you're like, what? I do not buy her as an officer.
She's the tiniest cop in New York.
She's the cop. Yeah, it's like reminds me of these viral videos where they show female cops trying to take down suspects, and they're awful at it. But
to get to the big plot, let me just say, to get to the big plot, the Monsignor during service walks into a room in the platform and dies, and then Josh O'Connor's character goes and looks at it. Goes in to check in on him, and now this is a Knives Out movie. The Monsignor's been murdered, and the only person who could have done it is priest Judd, but he didn't do it, obviously, and that's when Benoit Blanc comes in and has to unravel this entire mystery. This is what they call the impossible crime in terms of the way it's presented. Is there's only one thing that could have happened, and that was Judd murdered Monsignor Wicks right there and then, and that's kind of the mystery here.
Yeah, it's the just, but what's great is everyone gets to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets to shine in the cast. Jeremy Renner is very good. It's a really great ensemble cast, and Andrew Scott as Lee Ross.
Yeah,
He's so good.
they all are.
Good
I
as
mean,
an author. They're all really good. And I love the concept of an Agatha Christie might be considered kind of old, but this idea of the Benoit Blanc character, he's really not the main character of the story.
Mm-hmm.
He's a driver of the plot, but Daniel Craig is just great in that role. They no mention of him being gay in this at all. They just mention that glass onion, and then it's dropped in this.
But
Because
there's
doesn't matter.
subtext behind it. There's subtext.
Right. But the one thing I remember we saw this together at Newport Beach, and we had a conversation. Without getting into the obviously any specifics about the story or the events, because it is a mystery that you really got to keep up and pay attention. You cannot be on your phone watching this on Netflix. It's very detailed in the way that things transpire. That's all I'll say. But the way the plot is woven together is so good. The characters really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big flaw with this movie, too long. It's too long. I'm sorry. We say it. It's give it a tight 2 hours would have been great. 2.5 hours, not so much. But this movie takes you on a journey about faith. That's really, and I really do think you can look at it one of two ways, because Benoit Blanc even says, I'm not a believer, but Father Judd, like, it kind of renews his faith. And I like that. You can look at this movie one of two ways. Neither is right or wrong. It's just how you see it.
Alan, or neither is an indictment on the other.
Correct. So, Alan, I think you have more to say on this than I.
Yeah. I mean, look, people are going to hate me for this, but this is one of my favorite movies of the year. It is. And I took my daughter, and she's not always into this. She didn't like Glass Onion at all. And she said the exact same thing. There are two movies for her that are her favorites, and this is definitely one of them. Mm-hmm. And I will say that the main reason it is one of my favorite movies is the religious aspect of it, which means you don't have to like it as much as I did, but for me personally, as myself, I found a very deep connection with the religious struggle and the religious conflict that occurred in this movie. Look, just real brief in terms of my Christian walk. I was forced to go to church as a kid. My life got changed around in high school. And one of the things that changed my life was this idea that I need to start asking tough questions about Christianity if I'm going to continue on with this. And that's what I did for 3 years, just asking the tough questions, really understanding what my faith meant to me or means to me. And I will tell you that in this movie, the priest Judd character, pretty much same story as me. And the discussions that Judd has with Benoit Blanc about religion and faith. Look, Benoit Blanc, he's not a Christian, mainly because he's gay and because of the church's attitude toward that. Is one reason why he really resists. He's doing this case because he has to as a detective. But in terms of falling in line with the church and becoming, changing, that doesn't happen. But there are moments where these two go into very deep discussions, and I'm sitting there going, wow, I've had those discussions myself. I've wrestled. This is to me, it's like I want to say Jacob wrestling with the angel. That's kind of the story I came out with here. And so look, I really enjoy this movie. Personally, I think this is the best of the three. And you know, and you don't have to like this movie. I'm just telling you that from a personal standpoint, I really connected with the story of this movie.
Yeah, well, I would recommend it too. I'd say it's my second favorite. I really did not like Glass
Glass Onion.
Onion. The first movie was a surprise.
Mhm.
And look, it's also a genre of movie that used to be a staple. A murder mystery thriller
Ellery
was
Queen, Agatha Christie, you know,
right, right. And like
Columbo.
I have to give Ryan Johnson credit. Um, he really invented this whole like I like those kind of movies. We did see a Q&A with him where he talked about that
His career. Yeah.
his career and how his family like they went to the movies constantly. All they did was talk about movies. This was something that was kind of in his head for years and came up with this character. It's like a vehicle to tell kind of fun stories. It's also very funny. Uh
Mhm.
and he did say that this represents kind of his spiritual journey as well. I mean, he came out of it differently than you, but I respect him for that because I don't think this. I mean, the one thing that was surprising, I don't think this movie, as a lot of Hollywood movies are want to do, denigrates religion. It doesn't. It questions faith. That's a good thing
Mhm.
because it can solidify your
Yeah.
faith, but it doesn't put people down for being religious. That Hollywood does that. And I feel like from what I heard in his Q&A, like he's been around religion all his life. He knows religious people.
Yeah,
He's
I've
not,
heard an interview. He grew up in a Christian family
yeah,
and did not come out the same way I did. But that's just it. I'm not that person who just sits there and says, "Look, I'm just going to follow this leader blindly," and that's kind of what the followers of Monsignor Wick are. They're just
right, right,
blind followers, and they listened to everything. They understood his passion, and
right,
they bought into it. But at some point, your faith has to become something personal to you, and you
right.
can't. It's not going to become personal unless you let it be, unless it's challenged.
Yeah. Well, I recommend it. My second favorite of these movies. If you like a good murder mystery, check it out. I'll say maybe based on the running time, 2 hours, 24 minutes, maybe 220 without credits. I mean, maybe you can watch it in two parts. Take a pause, take a break. But I will say, I saw it twice. It was even better the second time. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
recommend it.
I'm starting to feel like that the biggest mistake Ryan Johnson ever made in his life was making Last Jedi. That maybe his
He's never,
career would be much better in it. People would like him much better if he had never made Last Jedi.
yeah, it's too bad. And looking back, I mean, the Star Wars sequels are a disaster and I think a colossal disappointment. And I'll defend, I think The Last Jedi is the best of those movies. That's not saying much. I thought he threw in some interesting ideas. It didn't go the way we wanted. I thought it was a setup for what would have been a great finale. We know that Rise of Skywalker is the worst of the Star Wars movies ever made by a large margin.
Mhm.
It's terrible. And um I'm I've learned since he was kind of told that these are the beats of the story. He did the best with it he could. And I still think he is Ryan Johnson is a very good filmmaker. And I don't blame him necessarily for what happened with Star Wars. I blame JJ Abrams
And Kathleen Kennedy.
and Kathleen Kennedy. And he
It's the
came in,
leadership.
he made the middle movie, worked with what he had, and still the Star Wars sequels as a whole might be one of the worst, biggest missed opportunities in like film history. And I don't think he's to blame. And his work in other areas
Mhm.
has proven to me he really does know his stuff.
I
He's
mean,
a
you got me
film
into
nerd.
Poker Face, for crying out loud.
Yeah, Poker Face. Well, the episode he directed with Cynthia Erivo is actually entertaining as hell. So, but yeah, I recommend Wake Up Dead Man.
Me too.